In today's video, I'm going to be making a delicious caldo tlalpeño. Now, caldo tlalpeño is a delicious chicken soup that's got chickpeas and green beans, and it was first made in a beautiful little town by the name of Tlalpan, Mexico, a little south of Mexico City. It's a delicious soup and easy to make. I think you're going to love it. Let's get started. Now, I'm going to be posting all the ingredients that I'm going to be using, and I'll post them right here on the screen with the amounts, and I'm also going to put them below in the description box so you'll know exactly what I used and how much. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using today. I've got 2 large chicken breasts with bone, some carrots, some celery, fresh green beans, 1 large onion, some Roma tomatoes. I've got some marjoram, cumin and peppercorns, some chicken bouillon, fresh garlic cloves and bay leaves, some oregano, some chickpeas or garbanzos, if that's how you know them to be, some chipotle peppers in its adobo sauce, some panela cheese, and I've got a couple of sprigs of Epazote. And to garnish the soup, I'm going to be using some fresh cilantro, some avocado, a fresh lime, and some homemade corn tortilla chips. So let's get started. So I'm going to start out by heating up my stove. I've got it on high right now, but I'll be lowering the temperature. Now I'm going to put in my 2 chicken breasts. I have removed the skin because I don't want a very greasy soup, but I have left just a little bit around the edges, as you can see, because that does give the soup a fantastic flavor. I'm going to add my celery, my onion, my bay leaves, and I'm going to get my spices ready. Now, whenever my soup calls for pepper or garlic or cumin, I think you know that I like to put in the fresh stuff. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt right there so that it'll be easier to grind. And I'm going to grind everything up right here in my molcajete. Got my cumin, my peppercorns, and my garlic nice and crushed. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. You know, a good soup starts right here with your seasoning and your spices. Now, whether you use garlic or not, or cumin or peppercorns, but your seasoning is where it's at. So in this soup, I like to use the fresh stuff. Now, if you don't want to grind your spices, you can just use the dried form. I'm going to add this into my pot like that. I want to get it all right here. Just like that. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, because I will be adding some chicken bouillon, but not just now. I'm going to add a little bit more water. About right there. I'm going to wait for this to come up to a rolling boil, and then once it comes up to a rolling boil, I will lower the temperature to a very light boil. Now, as you can see, it's getting ready to start boiling, but some of the protein has already started to form up here in this foam. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. You don't want this in your soup. Now, as you can see, I have removed all the protein that had gathered up at the top, and I've lowered the temperature to a very light boil like that. And that's where we want to keep it. Now, the best soups are made a little slow and long. You don't want to rush a soup because you want all those delicious flavors to come in together. So now that I've got a light boil like that, just the way I want it to be, I'm going to replace my lid like that. I'm going to leave it open just a little bit so it doesn't boil over. And I'm going to let it cook for about 30 to 40 minutes since they are big chicken breast, just until they lose their pink color. Now, while my chicken is boiling on the stove, I'm going to cut up my vegetables so that I can have them ready to put in when the time comes. Now these tomatoes right here, I have already removed the core. I don't like to put the core in my sofrito, so I usually remove them like that. And then I'm just gonna give them just a light chop like this, because it's all gonna be blended in the blender anyway. So I'm just gonna cut them up like this. And here we are with the tomatoes. Now I'm gonna cut up my onion. Just like this. And I'll set this aside. Now I'm gonna mince my garlic. And that's good, like that. So I'm going to put my garlic right here in this bowl. And I'm going to set this aside with my onions and my tomatoes. I'm going to clean up this area and start cutting up my vegetables. You can add any vegetable that you want into your soup. Now, traditionally, they made it with green beans and carrots and your sofrito and the chipotle, you know, etc., etc. But I've added a little bit and subtracted a little bit. I've made it with other vegetables, so you can make it your own and just make it delicious for yourself. Now, these green beans, I'm going to cut them up like into 3s or maybe 4s like this. See? I don't want real big pieces. Just like that. Now, some add potatoes, some add zucchini, some add squash. You know, you can just add whatever you want to make it your own. I'm going to cut my carrots about this size like this. See? But you can cut them into any shape that you want. Just like that. And here we are, just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up my area and get started on the next step. Now I've got my cast iron skillet here. I'm going to go ahead and add some vegetable oil. I'm going to go ahead and roast my onions, my tomatoes, and my garlic, because I think that this method gives our caldo tlalpeño the best taste. And I want it to release its maximum flavor. And I'm going to continue flipping them around like this, because I don't want them to burn, but I do want them to get real nice and roasted. So I usually flip them around non-stop. Ooh, this sofrito is going to be delicious. So as you can see, the onions are roasted just beautiful like this. Now I'm going to add my garlic. Now my garlic is going to go in there for just 1 minute. Because you don't want to burn it. And keep on tossing it around. Just like this. So it's been 1 minute. Now I'm going to add my tomato. Like this. And I'm going to do the same thing with the tomato. And I want them to get soft and just a little slightly wilted. So as you can see, our tomatoes are nice and soft and they have released some of their natural juice. I'm going to go ahead and get them off the stove. to let them cool for about 2 or 3 minutes before I put them into my blender because they're very hot. So I'm getting ready to blend all this delicious stuff. Now this is what's going to make our caldo talpeño just so delicious. Now I'm going to go ahead and put them right here into my blender. I'm going to add my chicken bouillon. I've got my chipotle peppers here, and I'm going to go ahead and use only one. But you can use as much as you want. I have found that one works for me. So I'm going to put one in there. Now I'm also going to put in all this adobo sauce. It just tastes delicious. It's got this fantastic smoky flavor. And I'm going to go ahead and put in plenty of this good stuff. Just like that. See? Now I'm going to add my chicken broth. I just went ahead and got some out of the pot. It doesn't matter how much you put in there because it's going to go right into the pot anyway. And I'm going to blend it. Now, I'm hoping to leave it just a little bit gritty. I don't like it super smooth. I say gritty, but I like it like that because it adds good texture to the soup. Oh yeah, see? That's exactly what I want, just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit there for just a little bit until our chicken is ready. I'm gonna lower the temperature down to a real low simmer, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove my chicken breasts because it's been approximately 38 minutes now, and I just checked them and they're perfect. I'm gonna let them cool down for just a few minutes, and then I'm gonna shred them. Now that I have removed my chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and remove everything from inside the pot, just like that. They have released all their flavor, and we don't need them anymore. And we want a nice clean broth. So I have removed everything from inside, and as you can see, it's just a beautiful chicken broth right now. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. Now that I have removed everything from inside the pot, as you can see, it's just a beautiful broth. I'm going to go ahead and put in my epazote like this. Now that I've added my epazote, see, it's going to release a fantastic flavor into this soup. I'm going to add my green beans and my carrots. My marjoram. And my oregano. I'm going to stir it around just a little bit like this. Now I'm going to add my delicious sofrito in here. Stir it around. This would be a good time for you to adjust. If you feel that it needs salt, you can add some. Or if you want to add a little bit more of the chicken bouillon, you can go ahead and do that too. So I'm going to let these vegetables cook like this for about 15 minutes before we go into the next step. I'm going to go ahead and shred my chicken. I'm going to shred it like this into nice little pieces. I don't want it shredded really, really fine. I want it a little bit chunky. Some chunky shreds like this. But you can do it any way that you want. So my timer just went off. It's been 15 minutes. Ooh, these vegetables are just perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and add my garbanzos. And I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken. I had it covered up. Always make sure to cover it so that it doesn't dry up. Look at how beautiful this looks. Okay. Oh, this looks beautiful and it smells so good in here. The smoky flavor of the chipotle peppers just smells so good. So since my garbanzo was cold, I'm going to go ahead and wait till it comes up to a very light boil, and then it'll be ready. So my timer just went off, and our caldo tlalpeño is ready. Oh my goodness, look at how beautiful this looks. See? So I'm going to go ahead and remove it off the heat. I'll put it right here. Now it's time to serve. Like that. Now we'll get some of the soup. That's good. Now I'm going to go ahead and garnish it. I'm going to put some of my cilantro and my onions on top that are finely chopped. You can put as much as you want. Just like that. Now I'm going to put some of my delicious panela cheese. I love panela cheese in this soup. It holds its shape really good and it gets soft and delicious. You can put as much as you want. Just like that. Now I'm going to put some avocado. You can put the avocado in slices or you can put it in cubes, whatever you like. Just like that. Now I'm going to squeeze some lime juice. Just like that. And if you want a little bit more of the chipotle, you might not, you might want it. You can put it right here on the side, like that. You can sprinkle some of that adobo sauce on top like this. See? And then I've got some of my homemade tortilla chips. These are optional, you don't have to do it. All I did was just toss them with a little bit of olive oil, sprinkle some paprika and some pepper. Just like that. Oh, looks delicious. Now for the taste test. Now this is very, very hot. I don't know if you can see the steam, but it is steaming hot. I'm gonna give it about a minute. So it's been about a minute. It's still burning hot. So now for the taste test. Look at this. Oh my goodness, this is so delicious. And the garbanzo, chickpeas. And then with the crunch of the tortilla chips on it. So this is my caldo tlalpeño. If you like my video, send me a comment. Tell me what you think. Share with your friends. Thank you.